Hello everyone. So we are now with the Lumion 11 crash course. So actually I have started the Lumion 11 and as you can see this is the home page welcome screen for the Lumion 11, and here you have create new examples, benchmark and load, and save as functions here. So initially what you have to do is you have to check your benchmark here. What is a benchmark? And it will show how good is your computer compare with the Lumion performance. As you can see, I have a RTX 3070 graphic cards, and it's actually more than recommended by the Lumion team. Actually what you can do is you can rerun the benchmark like this. You just have to click here, and here the benchmark in progress again. So as you can see, I got a pretty good results because my computer is a quite high performance. Remember that if you have low graphic cards, I mean less than GTX or some other graphic card, you will get minimal or in between minimal and recommended settings, and it will directly affect your model when you are doing it on Lumion. So remember that if you are doing a high poly model, you will get affected if your computer has low performance. So I will go back to the main screen, and what I'm gonna teach you about today is create new function. As you can see, there are 9 environments here. This is a plain environment and a beach environment and a mountain range, a forest environment and a desert situation, and a tropical environment and some suburban residential area. And here you have a winter environment, and this is for a design showcase for a architectural submission. You can give a project like this. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a plain environment here. So as you can see, this is the Lumion interface. Actually it's pretty easy. Actually you have a left panel here and a small right panel with some settings and image and video rendering capabilities. In top of the screen you have layers tab. So this is the Lumion interface. Hello everyone. So we are now with the Lumion 11 crash course. So actually I have started the Lumion 11, and as you can see this is the home page welcome screen for the Lumion 11, and here you have create new examples, benchmark and load, and save as functions here. So initially what you have to do is you have to check your benchmark here. What is a benchmark? And it will show how good is your computer compare with the Lumion performance. As you can see, I have a RTX 3070 graphic cards, and it's actually more than recommended by the Lumion team. Actually what you can do is you can rerun the benchmark like this. You just have to click here, and here the benchmark in progress again. So as you can see, I got a pretty good results because my computer is a quite high performance. Remember that if you have low graphic cards, I mean less than GTX or some other graphic card, you will get minimal or in between minimal and recommended settings, and it will directly affect your model when you are doing it on Lumion. So remember that if you are doing a high poly model, you will get affected if your computer has low performance. So I will go back to the main screen, and what I'm gonna teach you about today is create new function. As you can see, there are 9 environments here. This is a plain environment and a beach environment and a mountain range, a forest environment and a desert situation, and a tropical environment and some suburban residential area. And here you have a winter environment, and this is for a design showcase for a architectural submission. You can give a project like this. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a plain environment here. So as you can see, this is the Lumion interface. Actually, it's pretty easy. Actually, you have a left panel here and a small right panel with some settings and image and video rendering capabilities. In top of the screen you have layers tab. So this is the Lumion interface. The final function we are going to talk about in welcome screen of Lumion 11 was load function. And if you just click here, you can see the previous files what you have done in Lumion. And as you can remember, I have told you about merge projects. You can actually merge two twin Lumion files into one if you are doing it in your model, and still you can able to merge that your project with the projects which have given by the Lumion team, that actually image and video ready projects. So you can import those settings to your model to enhance your final rendering likewise. So, and here you have a save as function. If you are doing it in the Lumion interface, you can save your model as a Lumion file. And I think we have talked about the Lumion 11 welcome screen. Now we will move on to a create new function in next lecture. Now we are going to talk about this left side tab in Lumion. One of the another most important tab in Lumion, because it contains assets in Lumion. That means your models, interior, exterior, vegetation, all things are located under here. So here you have imported models with nature and fine detail nature, people and animations, effects, that means particle effects, fire effects, and audio files, and some utilities, some lights, some transportation models like vehicles, boats, aeroplanes likewise, and some outdoor and indoor models. And you have here the placement tabs when you are placing an object on interface, and you can move from here and you can rotate the object, and you can scale down or up from here, and you can delete the object. And here also some movements like move, if you want to move up the asset, if you want to move horizontally, or maybe type in where you can locate the asset. So here if I just click import new model, as you can see in Lumion, you can actually import the 3D object files and the AutoCAD real DWG files, that mean DXF and DWG files, and Collada files, FBX files, SketchUp files, 3ds Max files, 3ds files, then the object files. And just remember that some of the FBX files doesn't contain their textures while you are importing it to Lumion. So for showcase, just I'll just export, like I will just import a modern house SketchUp file from my library. I'll just click here. You can change the name. For instance, I'll just modern 1, 2 likewise. Here you can have a subcategory that contains only your model assets, like I'll add modern 1 likewise. And remember that there are live sync function is available for softwares like Autodesk Formit, SketchUp, Revit, ArchiCAD, AutoCAD, Rhino, Vectorworks, and BricsCAD. So you can live sync with the Lumion. I will just show Revit and SketchUp how the live sync work. As you can see now, here is my model. I will just click here and you can see the model and I just imported from SketchUp. And from here you can actually select this arrow and you can change the height of the model you have imported, or maybe if you want to move horizontally, I'll just show here this move free. That means it will not affect if you want to move up or maybe move horizontally. All thing you can do is from this move free tab, but I prefer this move up initially, and I'll just do like this. And if you want to move horizontally, you can like move, and it will move same horizontal height like this. So if you just click type in, you can type, maybe if you want to like 0 point, like 0 0 and 0. And as you can see, some of my floorings are now under the terrain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like eyeball this thing. Okay, likewise. So if you want to rotate the object, you can just click this rotate button and you can rotate it. Likewise, there will be a blue dot. Just remember that if you want to move the object what you have imported from the SketchUp, you just have to click this blue dot. And if you want to rotate it, you just click this blue dot here and you can rotate it from a same 0 point, or maybe this from orientation you can change the horizontal direction, or maybe if you want to vertically like this, or maybe like this. So remember that these little details are really important when you are dealing with Lumion interface. So again, you can scale up or down from this one. Just click the blue dot and just click the left mouse button and just click you have to click the left mouse button and you just have to go up from the mouse button, or maybe if you want to scale down, you have to go down like this. Okay, just remember, if you don't want to do that, you just have an idea about this is think like this model is 1x. If you want to increase the size of this model by 1.5x, that means 1.5 times the current position, you just have to go like this. And here 10 times. If you want 3.5 times, this is 3.8 times likewise. Okay, just remember that. But remember that if you are increasing the size of the model, but the thing is the nature size, these are accurate sizes, then the Lumion default assets will be on their sizes, so you have to match those sizes as well. Just remember that when you are increasing the size, just try to do it on SketchUp or Revit. I mean, do exact sizes, I mean, while you're doing at SketchUp and the Revit, and then import into Lumion. Okay, so now you have the idea about SketchUp import, and same thing, same like the other softwares. So I'll just show you how the SketchUp live sync work. You have to install this plugin from extension warehouse from SketchUp actually. So when you have installed this widget, you have this kind of tab. If you want to live sync this object, you just have to click this play button, then SketchUp will automatically sync with the Lumion. We'll just give it some time, because here you can see the percentage of like syncing. Okay, now I think we have completed the syncing. In Lumion it will take another couple of minutes. Just be patient. Okay, as you can see, now I'll just so in Lumion actually, as you can see here, if you just, these items are all from imported items, right? So if you want to move an imported items, you just need to click this button, otherwise you cannot find this blue button. If you want to move a vegetation, I mean a nature, that mean a tree, you just have to click this button, and there is a small button appear on bottom or maybe middle of the asset. So remember that. Now we are on the nature tab. That means you cannot move these assets, it's fixed. In order to move, you just need to click this important model, and now these two will appear. Okay, likewise. So I'm just, so now you can see this model is from the SketchUp live sync. So I'll just go to this one and I'll just delete this one, this tree, to show. Now as you can see, the live sync is functioning, the trees disappeared, right? You can do it to any kind of thing because the live sync will work, right? And same as in Revit, you have to install this widget from the Autodesk library, and after that you will get this kind of a thing saying that Lumion, and just click this start live sync button and it will take a while and model will appear on Lumion interface. See, same as before. Sorry. Okay, now you have the idea about live syncing from Revit and SketchUp. I will just turn off these softwares for now, and I will just delete these things. Okay, if you want to undo this delete, just click this button and automatically it will redo things. Okay, so I will go through this home tab, that means the content library. So here you have import models, we have already talked about that. Now you have nature tab. Here you have many items like broadleaves, the conifers, palm leaves, and the leafless trees, grasses, flowers, leaves, clusters, and the cactus things. Likewise, you have many tabs here. I mean, there are more than 6,000 assets contained with this Lumion version, that is a pro version. And here you have fine detail nature. For example, I will just put a small tree here from the nature library, and I will just do another tree. As you can see, the difference between the fine detail and the nature, the fine detail is highly detailed, I mean more than like HD detail, and this nature contains just normal like low poly model. Okay, remember that if you are using more fine detail nature assets in library, you need more RAM and you need more performance based graphic card, because adding more high detail nature library in your model will cost you like the graphic card memory. Okay, just remember that. Here you have people and animations. Here you have more than like 5 tabs, like walking, sitting, swimming, and here you have men 3D and women 3D. Likewise, you have many detail. Just go through it, and Here you have indoor items like chairs, tables, and decoration items, and the kitchen items, lightings, plumbing, and all those things. Just go through them, okay? And here you have outdoor seatings like street lightings and the signs, and some industries, some access like some buildings likewise. And here you have transport items like cars, vans, SUVs, buses, trucks, and some boats, and some air balloons and aeroplanes and trains likewise. Remember that all these items you can animate. You can use 3D men's or women's item that is walking likewise, and you can use these trains or cars moving from here to here likewise. Just remember that. And here you have lights. Here you have different kind of light setup. See the difference between these kind of a light, the cone angle. And if you want to click the properties, just click here. Just click here and you can get the settings from these lights. You can increase the brightness from here. You can increase the cone angle like this, okay? If you want to show the light source, just click this one, and here there's another option that means night activation. If you just turn on this one, now it's a daytime, the light is turned off. If you go to weather from here, I will explain it to you in later about this weather. If you just go night time, you can see this item is turned on. If you go back to morning, the light is turned off, right? Just remember that. And if you just load a customized IES profile, if you prefer, you can load them as well likewise. So the shadows will be like, if you want high or dynamic range of shadows, I prefer high, but it will consume your graphic card, remember that. So likewise, okay? And I will talk about these groups and target lights in next episodes. Just stay tuned, okay? And here you have effects. What are the effects? You have like fountains, you have fire and the smoke. For example, I'll just add this one, or maybe if you want a fog like this, you can use them as. And if you want a leaves fallen, and remember that, just click select button here and it will appear as like this. And if you want to move up, just move up like that, okay? Now it's like these trees falling leaves. And if you go into sounds button, you can play sounds here. I don't need sounds at the moment, so I will just delete these functions. So you can go through these one. And here you have utilities. What are the utilities? Here you have a clip plane. That means you can cut a section of plane like this, okay? And if you want a grid like this, that's up to you. Here you have landscape cutter. Just click it, and as you can see, the landscape, you can see through from the landscape likewise, okay? And you can measure from distance to distance likewise, see? And you can add some reflection probes that can control the reflections. And if you want to add some text here, just add text. Just click, this is the text, and you can say and you just scan the visibility range, or maybe the box style likewise. You can see this item, right? And the height of the item likewise. So you can add, like, these are small details but really important, right? Okay. And for example, that think that you want to delete entire this like this model and the vegetations. Likewise, if you want to delete it, I mean individually, you have to click. If you want to delete a vegetation item, you just need to click this nature item and then click this button, and likewise. But if you want to delete entire scene, not if you don't need an entire scene, but you need to delete entire assets you have imported and the vegetation items, you just have to click this all button, and you just need to click control and just drag the mouse, and here like all items are selected. If you want to just click delete, just click this button and delete this button. Okay, now all items have gone. Just undo this one. Okay, likewise. So now I think we have covered about this home tab, that means the library items. So we will move on to the materials. This settings tab, I'll just click this settings tab. This is a really important tab in Lumion actually. If you just click here, there are three main tabs: image, input and system. We'll talk about image first. These settings will be dedicated to the quality of the interface actually. As you can see, there are editor quality, editor resolution, use proxies, high quality trees, and auto update previews. That means basically if you have a higher end graphic cards, when you are using Lumion, actually you can use most of the high resolution and high poly models very easily if you have like 3090 or 3080 graphic cards. But if you are using a 3070, 3060, some, or maybe even less than like 2000 series graphic cards or AMD cards, so what you have to do is when you have a very high poly model, you have to reduce the editor quality by click this 3 stars or maybe 2 stars, and maybe you have to click editor resolution 66 or 50%, because otherwise you cannot work on Lumion very easily, because your model will be trying to lag because of the vegetation you have used or maybe the model you have imported. Likewise, so for example, I will just use a fine detail a tree here to show how this the quality will affect on like this. So now we have like 2 stars, and maybe I'll just click 25% of editor resolution. As you can see, actually really blurry, right? Because of now Lumion is trying to optimize the interface because of the high quality nature. But if you just click here and if you just click editor quality high and the resolution is 100%, you will see a really detailed a tree like this. Remember that if you are using a lots of vegetation in your model, you have to use these function editor quality and the editor resolution. And there are another method to reduce the burden to your graphic card is using a proxies actually. So for example, I will just place these trees. Don't worry about these, because I will explain to you about these functions what I am now doing, because I want to showcase how these the settings function will work. That's why I'm using these assets. Otherwise I have a separate asset class. Don't worry about that. So I will just place these trees like this. As you can see, there are blue proxies are now appearing like this, because now Lumion is trying to optimize the graphic cards, because otherwise graphic card is trying to give the output of really high resolution on the these trees, and it will crash. The Lumion might be crashed because of that. So you have to remember that if you turn off that, you will not have proxies. If you have like 3090 graphic card or something, maybe 3080 Ti or something, then you can easily turn off these proxies and you can work really smoothly. And here also the same thing, like the high quality trees, and the interface will show high quality trees. That's up to you actually. If you have graphic cards is good enough to render those things,
it's up to you actually. So, and the auto update preview means, that means if you enable this one, if you go to photo image rendering, you are this interface will be auto update. Otherwise you have to click like this. Yeah, now the interface is not updated. You have to just click here, like there you can see a small white bar is going on. Like I'll just show you again. Now you might have seen. So these image settings is basically dedicated to the quality of the interface. That is really important actually. And the second one is input, and you have like, if you just enable this invert mouse y axis, you are right, when you are clicking right mouse button and move with your right mouse button, it will invert the settings. That means if you go previously, if you move forward with the right mouse button, it will trying to reverse the situation, I mean invert the movement. Likewise, and if you have tabular input, you can enable these functions and usage analytics. Likewise, it will send usage data to the customer experience here. That means Lumion team, they will send some data to improve the program, maybe some crashes. Likewise, and the system is like, and here also you have mute sound effect. That means basically in Lumion you have a sound effects. I mean when you can use these sound effects to in, for example, like if you're using a urban street scene, you have like car sounds and you have some men's shouting sounds. Likewise, so you can use these sound effects in your model. And but the thing is, when you're using that sound effects, when you are at the interface, that will interfere, I mean it will disturb your like the peaceful rendering things, because it will like a distortion. Yeah, likewise. So my suggestion is just unmute these things, because it will easy to work with the interface then. And here also you have imperial units. That means you have imperial or metric system. That means for example I just want to show you how the this imperial works. See, there are like measurements like 9.9 meters. So if you just enable this one, you will see the feet like imperial and the metric system. That's up to you actually. So, and this right error log, that means if you have some crashes on you while you are working on Lumion, and it will automatically generate a crash file, an error log, and it will show what is the cause for the crash. Likewise, maybe you are using too much imported objects, or maybe the vegetation. Likewise, so, and this recovery function is really important, because in previous versions you don't get this recovery function, because same as before, while you are working and the Lumion crashes, Lumion was trying to get a recovery before your crash. That is really important. I mean, when you're using a large file and suddenly you got like crash Lumion and you lost everything, that is a really a big disaster for you. But this recovery function will manage up to some extent, right? Again, the full screen is, if you just click here, you will get a full screen. Likewise, that's up to you. So I have covered the settings function.
For the materials, I have now just imported a 3D box from a SketchUp. So if you just click materials here, and you can just move your mouse, and you can see a green color highlighted area. That means a unique surface that you can apply textures from the Lumion. Okay, like this. If we just click here, and there's another menu appear saying material library, and here you have 5 tabs: various, indoor, outdoor, custom materials, and the new materials. Here if you just click here, you might able to find some natural elements like tree, grass, rocks, soil, water, leaves, food type, and like this. So I will just apply this type of a thing. This is a 2D grass area, and if you want, just I'll add this 3D grass area likewise. So you have the idea, and I will just go to indoor material, and here you have curtain, fabrics, glass, leather, metal, wood. Likewise, curtain, here you have curtain. So, and you can see this strange icon saying D, that means displacement map. The displacement map means if you apply these kind of a material on a surface, you will have a bump, a 3D bump on the surface. For example, I will just show you for this surface. I will just add as you can see, a 3D bump, and here you might be able to find a displacement, and you can reduce the displacement and you can increase the displacement like this. Okay, so moving on, and here again, if you just apply to a surface on a texture, if you just click here, if you just go to a standard material, and here you might be able to find some color maps and the normal map and a displacement map. You can actually import from a third party. For example, now I will import a color map from a third party like this. I will just import here the albedo map. Actually, the color map is same as albedo map. That means that contains a color of the texture. Likewise, so you can see now the color map is applied. Now I will apply the normal map. That will usually you can identify it as a blue or purple color thing. Now I have applied it, and here you can apply a displacement map. Here you have a displacement map. Just apply it that one. So you can see a little bit less gloss, and then increase the map scale like this, and decrease the reflectivity and increase the displacement. As you can see, a high realistic texture surface. Okay, and here you can find some other menu items like colorization. If you want to increase the colorization, you can change the color from here. You can change the color to a white likewise, so you can see it, and you can increase the glossiness. Okay, you can increase the reflectivity, and you can increase the relief. That will highlight the bump, and you can increase the displacement, and you can scale down your texture map. And here you might able to find another menu. Here it says the position, and here for this kind of a surface this option will not applicable. And for this I will just click orientation, and you can head down, and you can pitch, as you can see now, and you can bank, stretch down or something. And here you have waxiness and the transparency. So I will go to the transparency and see what will happen to the texture. It will transparent. If you want to highlight a behind object from a certain asset, this is what you have to do. Increase the transparency, and I'll just click waxiness. And here you have another settings, that means emissive. That means it will act as a light source, and a saturation, color saturation. Okay, and the specular, that means having properties of a mirror. And the flicker reduction means sometimes when you are importing objects from SketchUp or Revit, there might be a flickering effect. In order to remove the flickering effect, you have to do is what you can do is you can increase the flickering effect or decrease the flickering effect, and that will disappear. Like flickering effect appear when multiple surfaces nearly occupy the same space. Okay, just remember that when you are working on the Lumion, this will happen. Just remember that this flickering reduction thing is on these material properties. Okay, and this texture helper means, like, if you're using material that contain voids like a curtain or some other thing, you have to change it to this color map alpha clip objects, right? You just have to remember that. Otherwise, if you import a third party curtain texture to Lumion, automatically it will not appear as a curtain, it will appear as a whole surface. What you can do is just click this color map alpha clip objects, and it will appear these voids on a curtain. Okay, so again, there's some outdoor materials like concrete, plaster, and the asphalt likewise. So I just click here, I just go back to outdoor, and I will just click asphalt. You can add these surface likewise. If you want to increase the map scale like this, you can still do it. And if you want to more darker, just increase the colorization like this. And here you have another panel. For example, if you want to copy this same material to another surface, what you can do is just copy material, click here and go to here and just paste here. Then the material texture will be same. And here also you can load material from a third party, and you can save your same Lumion material to a folder. If you want to import it to another program, you can do it same as like this. So here you have another option named weathering. That means like the weather effect, like if the object is going to age likewise. So example, I will just click here, I'll just increase the weathering effect. As you can see, some discolor and the color orientation will something happen to orientation as well. Likewise, if you want to wood type of weathering, just increase it. And if you want to a metal surface, you can do it same as like this. And here you have pretty much stone, wood, leather, and many options. Just walk through these effects and these foliage effects. That means spread of a leaf. If you just see, for a walls like fences, you can use this effect really nicely. And you can change the leaf size, you can change the leaf type and spread pattern and the ground level. You can change that one as well. So just go through these material library. It's a really nice high quality asset. My preference is go with the displacement maps, because it will give extra vibe to the material, I mean extra realism to the texture. Likewise, let's talk about this landscape function. Here you have couple of options. Actually, you can create a terrain from this Lumion landscape function. For example, I will just click height here, and as you can see, there's a raise and there's a lower, smooth, flatten likewise. And this is a brush size. The brush size means this size. See, you decrease it, small size. And the brush speed, how the speed will appear on the ratio may be lower. Likewise, for example, this is a landscape given by the defaultly given by the Lumion. So what you can do is you can just click here. As you can see, you can create a mountain range. Likewise, decrease the speed and increase the brush size. See the raise and see the lowering. Now we are lowering the surfaces like this. If you want to flatten it, you can do just instantly. And jitter, that means I'll just increase the brush speed. See, a pretty good mountain range actually. And you can smooth it, and you can flatten the landscape instantly, or maybe load a landscape map and save landscape map. And here you have a vote option. What you can do is like just place object here and here, just like that, there's a water surface will appear. You can scale it up or down. Likewise, you can just click this white button and just drag, click the left mouse button and drag it like this. Okay, and if you want to delete it, just delete it. Likewise, if you want to enable the ocean on the Lumion surface, just click the ocean and the ocean will appear. Actually, you can change the wave intensity, turbidity, height of the ocean. Now we are under water. Likewise, so if you just go into here paint, what you can do is just reduce the paint size, and here I want to paint the land surfaces as a sand area, which you can do it. Likewise, I can paint it, or maybe if I want like this, I can still do it. Likewise, and you can use OpenStreetMap. You can import a city area or some other suburban area from OpenStreetMaps. And here you have landscape grass. If you just zoom here and just enable the grass, and now you can see a grass will appear, and then you can change the grass size and grass height and the wildness of the grass type. Likewise, okay, as the final tab of this left side menu, you can talk about this weather function. If you just go here and you can see, you can enable 3D sky, real sky. Just click here. As you can see, you can change the sky type like this, HDRI, highly realistic sky types. You can available here. You can like clear type, and as you can see, it will almost affect all the objects in the interface because of this realism of HDRI skies. And actually you can change the sun direction. Likewise, actually you cannot use it this sun height and these things, because we are now doing the real sky thing. Now I'll just disable it. I'll just sun height and the time of it, so you can see, and the sun brightness and the cloudness, see, and the wind speed. If you have vegetation here, it will affect here. Still you might be able to see because of these grass like waving, and the wind direction, see. Likewise, let's talk about this layers panel. What is a layer? If you ever used AutoCAD in your life, you might be familiar with layers. If you just click one layer, you can add many assets into this layer, and if you want to hide these assets or any models, just click this unhide button and this eye logo, and you can unhide them from your model. For example, I will add a new layer, and it says layer 6, and I will just click here and it will make the current layer, and I will just add some trees here. Now remember, now all the assets now we are adding to the Lumion interface will goes into the layer 6. If you want to unhide it, just make another layer as a current layer and just click this button, and it will automatically disappear. And if you have this toggle button, you can just click here, or it will disappear. And when you go around here, it will not then again appear. Just click here, it will appear again. So that is the benefit of having layers. If you have a large scale model, you can use these layers wisely, and you can utilize the Lumion model. Let's talk about some hidden features in Lumion. Okay, now I'll do some example here. I will just add some trees here. Likewise, so some other different trees. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just click select button and just click this one, and as you can see, there will be a pop-up menu like this. It says which kind of a layer you are in, and the transparency of the object, and the green selection. You can do it like
you can edit the asset you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna group them. Okay, I'm just gonna click here and like this. Now I'm selecting these assets by pressing Control and left mouse button. Just remember that you can do that. And here there's another icon says add current selection to a group. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group them. I'm just gonna click them. Now it's a group. Okay, now if you can change the group, or maybe ungroup it, or maybe save it like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna press escape here and I'm gonna select another layer like this, and it says actually how many objects you are selecting. Okay, now there's another menu here. If you just click this button, remember this button, just click here, there will be some icons here. Let's talk about them. Here, if you want to replace the selection, for example, if you want to change the tree type, just click here and just click like this. As you can see, all our trees are changed. Okay, just click here, and again I'm gonna click here. So this feature will be really useful when you are using large scale model with have some large scale assets of vegetations type, and here you have a focus selection. It will focus them, and if you want to select all identical objects, now it's all identical, so it's gonna select all. And here you have select all objects in a same category. Once again, it's a same category. So if I'm selecting another a plant or tree, that will appear on two different categories. Just remember that. And I'll just replace them in a large scale tree like this. Okay, now I'll just click them. Now if you want to randomize position of these selected trees, just click here. See what happened. Lumion will automatically randomize the position of these trees. And if you want to randomize rotation of the selection, just click here. Likewise, if you want to randomize sizes, maybe big or small trees, just click this button. And if you want to reset, simple as that. And here you have a space objects evenly. Likewise, you get it right. I will just randomize it again and align positions, right? So I will randomize it again, align rotation, and the place on the landscape. Sometimes your model, I mean, if you have imported from SketchUp, you maybe have another layer and you have placed trees on that. But if you want to place that trees on a Lumion landscape, this is the option. And here align size, that means all sizes are same, and align height and the confirm to landscape, same as that. Okay, that means if you have a slope area, you can align those trees onto a slope area. Likewise, so these features are really hidden in Lumion, not much in a use, but it's really useful. So the final option what I'm gonna say here is, so once you have selected this item as a group, actually just press escape, and actually just remember that we have grouped this trees earlier, but as you can see now you cannot click them, you cannot select the group. For that, what you need to do is just click all here, and you will be find this a little bit different button here. Just click here and just move it here. Likewise, As you can see, now you can see the advantages of using a group function. You can group it as like this, and if you want to change the group like this, still you are able to do that.